says, he knew this, and of course he knew this because if he ever wondered whether the United States, the question is whether the United States knew this, and if he ever had doubts about that, he got the answer from the president's spiritual advisor, Reverend Robertson, Pat Robertson. He said, Hugo Chavez thinks we're trying to assassinate him, and I think we should just go ahead and do it. Okay. So I talked to Chavez about that. He said, look, I would like to make you, and he's talking on BBC television to 1 billion people, and heads of state even would watch what we're saying. I will offer President Bush, Mr. Danger as he calls him, I'll offer Mr. Danger and the rest of the West oil 1/3 off what you're paying now. Let's stabilize the price. The Saudis jumped the price up, and then to knock out alternatives from my heavy oil, which is expensive to drill, to wind power, to solar power, they suddenly every 6 or 8 years dumped the price of oil to $6, $10, $12 a barrel. No alternatives. The windmills are silent. And then when there's no alternative, boom, it's back up. So let's cut the up down. It's killing my economy. Boom, bust. It's eating America alive and destroying the third world. Let's bring down the price of oil to a reasonable price, not too low, not too high. He said, I shook Bill Clinton's hand on this. And now, George Bush wants to chop his hand off. Why? And the answer goes back to enhancing OPEC. And what do we mean by OPEC? Every oil guy I spoke to said the same thing. OPEC is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is OPEC. Okay. What's the big deal? Our president, why does our president ride around in that golf cart with King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia? Well, one, he's a golf cart because George is afraid of horses, right? But it's true. That I didn't know. He's afraid of horses. There's one single picture that we've been able to locate at BBC of George Bush on a horse, and the horse is dead, stuffed. They had a picture of him, looked like he's on a horse. I'm not kidding. You pull back, and it's like he's a... Of course, he may be on a rocking horse somewhere. We don't have that. But why is he going around the golf cart with Abdullah? To get Abdullah's oil? Well, Abdullah can't drink it. His harem can't drink it. He's going to sell it to us or someone. He's going to put it out in the market. He doesn't want Abdullah's oil, petroleum. He's addicted to Abdullah's petrodollars. Petrodollars. Remember the film Network, right? And there's a kind of a truth-telling TV journalist who says, enough of this oil cartel. I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore. And then this big mogul brings him to a corporate conference room and says, Mr. Beale, let me explain. The Arabs have taken billions of dollars from us, and now we must get it back. It flows out. It comes back in. It is the ebb and flow of international finance. And you're concerned with nations and people. There are no nations, there are no people. There's only Exxon and DuPont. It goes out, it comes in. It's gravity. Well, Chavez decided to defy gravity because, see, part of the deal was, besides cheap, stable oil, peace is one. The other, he said, I'll give you the oil, but I'm not giving you the petrodollars. Money for Venezuela stays here in Venezuela. We can't be an oil colony anymore. They got the last big oil boom. Ended with 1 million people living in cardboard shacks on the hills of Caracas. When the money came in this time, I've been there before, and this time when I returned, the same places that were cardboard shacks are now brick houses with computers in them and medical care. Okay? He said, you know, that's what it's for, and it's for Latin America. And to make the point, he just withdrew $20 billion from the United States Federal Reserve. See, Abdullah, here's how it works. The flow, Mr. Beale. They charge $3.50 at the pump. ExxonMobil takes a slice. The Saudis passes on to the Saudis, take a little slice. Jim Bob takes a slice of a slice. And then it comes back. $253 billion went out to the Emirates for their oil and the Arabian Peninsula. $311 billion, a third of $1 trillion came back, actually more, because some of Japan's money was taken and came back to the United States, a little bit to try to buy the ports. But most of it, see, they're just trying to get the money back. They don't even know where to put it. Except most of it goes back in the form of purchases of U.S. Treasury bills and securities to fund George Bush's spending spree, a $2 trillion deficit, a $2 trillion increase in the national debt, 100% of it paid for by these foreign borrowings. The oil is the key. The petrodollars are the key. We don't get taxed. They say, but you are taxed. That's a tax at the pump. So that it goes out and it comes back after these guys take their slice. ExxonMobil by this system, made $10 billion every 3 months this past year. No one's seen profits like that since the pharaohs. Exxon's reserves have grown in value since the war began by $666 billion. 2/3 of $1 trillion. $666 billion. Mission accomplished. $2 trillion. $2 trillion spent supposedly stone sober. So, and Chavez takes out $20 billion from the United States Federal Reserve, cashes in his treasury bills, and lends the money to Argentina and Ecuador. So he's got a date with the bullets.